I was going hard. I was launching new products every day. I was doing all sorts of stuff. I started having some success, started making some more money. Then I launched the next thing, the next thing. I started building a company, started hiring employees, started building, growing. But it's forcing me to run away. I'm running away from something. What's up? This is Russell Brunson, and I am actually coming to you today from inside of my wrestling room here at my house. And you may be wondering, why are we talking here inside the wrestling room? And I'll explain here in a minute. But before I do, I want to talk about, do you know why you do what you do? Why are you driven to do the thing that you're trying to accomplish in life? It could be anything. It could be sports, athletics, could be business, could be entrepreneurship, could be something. But do you know why you want to do what you do? That's the question I want to kind of lead out with today. And then we're going to talk about that from a bunch of different angles. A lot of you guys know I'm obsessed with Napoleon Hill. And if you read Napoleon Hill, basically everything he's ever published, from The Laws of Success to Think and Grow Rich to How to Raise Your Own Salary, and one of the things he leads with, first law of success actually, is always having a definite purpose. Like, what is the thing you actually want to do? Do you know exactly what it is? And now when the devil talks about how only 2% of society, of people, know what they want to do, they actually have a direction and a thing that they're moving towards. Everybody else is just drifting and wandering around and hoping that someday something happy bumps into them, right? Whereas only 2% of people have this driven gene where they're like, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm moving towards, this is what I want, and they know what it is, right? Earl Nightingale talks about this in The Strangest Secret.
A man without a goal is like a ship without a rudder. He doesn't know where he's going. He then belongs to that 95% that are just living day by day, month after month, like a starfish or an amoeba.
But by having that rudder which points you in direction, it can get you anywhere you want to go across the whole world, right? And there's the power of having that purpose, like a definite purpose of what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, knowing exactly what it is. So I'll tell you the story here about this wrestling room. So if you know my background, I wrestled in high school growing up. I was a state champion. I took third in state my senior year. But that loss drove me to had to figure out, like, how am I going to be successful? I needed to prove to myself that I wasn't just, an okay wrestler, won state once, but like I was something special. And so for the next 3 months of my life, I was working out 7 hours a day, trying to get to the next level, because the national tournament was a couple months later. Went to the national tournament. To be at that national tournament, you had to be a senior and you had to be a state champion. And I think I had 63 guys in my weight class, multiple 2 and 3, even 4-time state champs. And I came through and I ended up taking second place in the nation. I beat all the other state champs, but proved myself that I was something special, right? And then from there, I went and wrestled at BYU for a year. They cut the wrestling program. After that, I went on a mission for the Mormon church for 2 years. I was knocking doors in New Jersey, having the time of my life. And when I came home, I wrestled at Boise State. So my passion, my love, still my favorite thing of all time I've ever done is wrestling, by far. Everything else is like a close second. In fact, people have asked me before, about business. I was like, I would give a business in a heartbeat if I could go back and start wrestling, competing again. And there's no way. You make so much money. I'm like, no, you don't understand. That feeling, get my hand raised, that trumps everything. The closest I've gotten to feeling something similar to that is at an event when you get a table rush, you get 100 people running to the back of the room. That's the closest, but it's not better. So I love wrestling. It's my favorite thing. If you look right behind me, this picture, that painting, this is actually a painting on the wall. It's kind of hard to see exactly. That's my face right there. That's my very last match I ever wrestled in college. I actually ended up losing that match, and that was the end of my career. And we're sitting there on the side of the mat now what? That was all, and it was over. And I didn't go to the national tournament, I didn't do anything, and it was one of those things that was really hard for me. And so, I don't know about you guys, but you know how you spent your entire life chasing a dream, and then it's gone. That's where a lot of people go into depression, because they missed the shot. In fact, I had somebody, Eileen Wilder, messaged me today. I'm gonna pull my phone. Said, Russell, your ability to not dwell on the past is one of the things I admire most about you. And I was like, oh. And then I sent her this screenshot from The Lion King.
Ow! Jeez, what was that for? It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. Ah, you see?
They always say depression comes from thinking about the past, anxiety comes about thinking about the future. So for me, it's I don't dwell in the past. And I think if I would have dwelt in the past, I would have gone into depression or something. Because it was hard, to spend a decade or more of your life on a goal and then not hit it. And there's nothing else you can do. It's it's over. The tournament's done, that's it. And then luckily I had been starting my online business at the time, and I was like, okay, I had some success. I had made a little bit of money, enough to know this was actually a real thing. And so I transitioned my focus to business. I started running. I started sprinting. I was going hard. I was launching new products every day. I was doing all sorts of stuff. I started having some success, started making some more money. Then I launched the next thing. I started building a company, started hiring employees, started building, growing. I meet Todd Dickerson. We worked together for a couple of years, launching different funnels and webinars and some things online. And eventually we had the idea for ClickFunnels. Boom, we built ClickFunnels, and it takes off. And it takes off in about 2 years into it taking off. I mean, I've had a lot of successes. This was the first one I was just like, this is crazy. We're making money like we've never dreamt of before, right? We're helping people like crazy. It was just like, it was such a cool, man, it was a cool thing. So about 2 years into the business, when we decided, my wife and I, we lived in a nice house, but like, well, let's get the dream house, the house we're gonna live in forever, the one I wanna die in, right? And so we started the journey trying to find the house. And after a little while, we found this house. This is external garage, but when we found this house, a couple things we know. Number one is like, it's on 5 acres. There's a whole bunch of mature trees that wrap the whole yard. So it's like, oh, it would take 20 years to get trees like this, right? And then there was this room right here, which was this external garage. And I saw this and I was like, this is my wrestling room. This is it. And so before we bought the house, I literally snuck in one night. I probably shouldn't say this, but I snuck in to measure out the rooms, like figure out how big I needed to get wrestling mats. If you look on the other side over here, I've got full weight room, a whole bunch of other cool stuff. I get the whole thing lined up, and then Rob Cicadas, who's one of my favorite designers of all time, do you want to come paint the walls? And so like the second we closed on the house, the next day Rob showed up to start painting, and then the mat showed up like a week later, and then the weightlifting, like everything's coordinated to the T. And my wife's like, where are these people like you know, you didn't help me move in the house. You didn't plan anything in the house. Like, I was like, well, this is my man cave. This is my dream. This is like what I wanted, was this wrestling room. So I remember we start putting it all together, getting things set up, getting the painting down, getting the mats down, getting the weight equipment, and everything was happening. And then we finally get it all done and called my friend BJ Wright, who he wrestled in Nebraska, a really good wrestler. And I was like, dude, the wrestling room's done. Come on over. So he came over. We laced up our shoes and we came in here and we wrestled. And I take for granted, like I have not worked out like wrestling shape for a decade and a half, right? Like I'm out of shape. We come here and we just beat on each other. We're wrestling and having so much fun for about an hour, just going as hard as we can. And then finally we lay there and we're just dead on the mat, just like no breath, no energy, nothing. We're just laying here on the mat. I had the weirdest feeling. It was this feeling of just like the first time I'd been chasing something for like, I don't know, over a decade after my wrestling career. I was chasing something, I don't know what it was. And that moment I sat there with BJ and I said, dude, this is what I was chasing. I didn't know it, but this feeling, to be able to come and be able to wrestle again, like that's all I actually wanted. I was trying to get this feeling through business, through making money, through all sorts of stuff where I just wanted to wrestle again. When you hear me or Napoleon Hill or someone talk about definite purpose, right? Like, what is your definite purpose? So often the first thing we do is like, here's the thing, the financial goal, or I want to win a state title, or like we pick a goal of achievement, right? Like, what's the thing I want to achieve? Which is good. I still believe in that. I still think that it's like, it gives life like color and excitement and like a journey we're going on. Like, I love achievement. But what's interesting is like rarely is the achievement the thing that makes you happy. Like the thing that makes you happy is different. And if you read Expert Secrets, I talk about this, like when we tell a story to our audience, try to get our audience to move, right? Is typically what happens is we'll tell the audience, like, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to lose weight, to make money. Like, we picked this journey of achievement we wanted, right? And that's where most people stop, by the way. If you look at the great persuaders and the great people who are good at building connection and rapport with an audience, they don't just talk about the achievement that they wanted. They do talk about that because they have to set that goal, because it's also the thing consciously that the client or the person is thinking about as well. Like, oh, I also want to make $1 million. I also want to whatever, right? So they have the same journey of achievement that they want. But the best persuaders, the best storytellers, they don't just talk about what they want. They start figuring out the why. They figure out what is the inner journey that someone's actually going on, the journey of transformation. Like, what do they actually want? And so in the Expert Secrets book, I talk about this. I have you go through this question, like, what do you want? Like, I want to make $1 million. Why? Well, because like then I'll feel like, you know, I succeeded. Cool. Why do you want that? Right? We start going levels of deep why. Why do you want that? Like, well, I want to feel like I succeed because right now I don't feel like I'm succeeding. I'm struggling in life, right? Like, everything I've tried has been a failure. And I feel like if I had that, then I'd be successful. Like, oh, cool. Why do you think that would change anything? Well, you know, the reality is last week I came home and my wife was upset about blah, 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 right? And I feel like if I had this, then she'd be proud of me. Well, why does that matter? Why does that matter? You keep on why you dig deep 7, 8, 9, 10 levels deep. And eventually is when the real reason why it comes out. The real reason, which is, you know, whatever it might be. It could be like, I just want to impress my dad. I want my wife to love me more. I want my kids to respect me. Like, that's the real reason, right? Like, if I went back to myself after I got done wrestling, I lose at the Pac-10 tournament, I don't get to fulfill my dreams, and I'm running from that. I'm running from this pain, right? Trying to get away from this pain. I don't want this pain. I want it gone. I start running towards something, right? Like that's causing me so much pain. It's forcing me to run forward. It's forcing me to run away. I'm running away from something. Like, what if I just went directly and said, like, I just miss wrestling. Okay, cool. Let's figure out a time where once a week you're gonna go into a high school room wrestler. You're gonna go wrestle in college with college kids. If I had to figure out something like that, I probably could take so much pressure off my back. As opposed to just going directly and doing that. I'm like, I'm gonna build this whole thing which will give me free time, and then I can build a wrestling room, and then I can, all this stuff, versus like, I could have just went directly to the source. So think about that, because not that I don't think pursuing goals is great, but I think sometimes it drives us crazy, right? I know for me, it's like, I've burned myself out sometimes trying to achieve this goal. I know a big goal I'm achieving right now. I'm running after this goal right now. And I realize as I'm recording this, I'm like, I'm buying a movie theater. I'm building this whole event center. I'm doing these kind of things. I'm buying a library. Like, why? It's like, I want to read more and write more. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. But for some reason, I'm going around about it in this huge, Russell Brunson style, like I got to go over the top thing. And maybe it's still the right thing. And I'm not saying to persuade you about not doing it, but being honest with yourself, like, why are you doing it? So and just having this conversation with myself and with you at the same time. So that's my first question for you. It's like figuring out like your definite purpose. Like, what is the thing you actually want? And see if we can just achieve, like, get you fulfilled, get that goal met right now. There's probably an easy way we can fulfill that need. You can still chase the dream. Don't think that I'm advocating not doing that. I'm obsessed with chasing dreams and having big goals and visions. So I'm not against that. Do that. But what if you got your needs met at the beginning and not the end? What if you were already happy and fulfilled? What if you didn't have to stress about that kind of stuff? How would that change the journey for you? Would you have more fun? Would you enjoy the journey longer? So what is that? And I want you to ask why multiple times, not just once. The last level I want to take this is your audience. When you get to storytelling, this is one of the pieces that so many people miss. I talk about this in Expert Secrets book, but it's like, you have to understand this for your audience. Like, you have to understand the achievement they want, but you also need to understand, like, what is the thing that they are secretly desiring. I say secretly because they don't even know, subconsciously desiring, the thing that they're chasing, right? Again, I talked about in Expert Secrets, when you tell a story, like I tell my story of achievement, but if I really want to connect with somebody, build empathy and rapport with someone really quickly. When I got started in this business, I just married my wife, fell in love with her, we got married. She was supporting me, I was wrestling, and she wanted to start a family. My wife's 5.5 years older than me, so she wanted to start a family quickly, and I couldn't, and it's like, I want to start a business, right? So I used to tell people, like, I want to start a business online, so I want to be an internet guy, I want to make a bunch of money. It's like, that was the journey of achievement that I would tell people, right? If I tell them that, and most people are like, oh yeah, me too. And you get some people, but if you want to get some people who follow you for life, it's coming back down and saying, but like, if I'm honest with myself, the real reason why I wanted to start a business and make money, because my wife, like, she's the coolest. She's 5 years older than me. She's been supporting me. She's been working to, like, she just wants a family. Like, that's what she really wants. And I want to figure out a way that I can support her so she can be a mom. Like, that would be the coolest thing. She could be a mom. She wouldn't have to work. She could stay at home, be a mom, raise the kids, like, do like her dream. Like, her whole dream is, like, her whole life she just wanted to be a mom. That's all she ever wanted. And she's been working. She's 20 at this time. She was 27 years old, and all she wanted to be is a mom. And I was like, I want to give her that gift. I don't care about making money or a business, but if I can, like, retire her so she can do that, we can start a family, we can have kids, and then she can be the mom she wants to be. Like, that's like, that was the thing that fired me up, right? That's the reason why I wanted to do it. So I tell someone that story. That's me going 5 levels deep on why, right? Why do I start a business? Make money. Why? So I can make my wife proud. Why? So I can like, no, it's like, because in our private conversations, that's what she wanted. That's what she was like hoping for and dreaming for and praying for. And I was like, man, I'm in a spot where I can make that happen for her. And like, how great would that be if I could do that for my wife, right? So I share that story, and what happens? Like, yeah, I bet me just telling a story now, a lot of you guys are probably like, wow, I thought Russell was just this direct response marketer guy. It's like, no, he started this because he wanted to give his wife that. And then he built this because he wanted to get back to wrestling. And like I've had a chance the last 7 years to wrestle with my kids, and like spending time with them. Like, it was magical, right? It was the thing that I wanted. And so what do you actually want? What you actually want, what your customers actually want. If you can figure out the answer to that, I believe it's the shortcut to success. Anyway, so this video is open for discussion. I don't know the answers to all these questions yet. In fact, that's why I'm writing this next book, because I'm going deep trying to figure these things out for myself. And I figure if I can solve these questions for myself, hopefully I can solve them for other people as well. So if you have ideas, please, in the comments down below, let me know, drop them down. I read the comments on YouTube all the time. They're really fun. And I guess the biggest question I'm gonna leave you guys with today in this video is, what do you really want? You can really answer that. That's gonna change everything for you. Figure that out for yourself, and then secondarily, for the people you've been called to serve. This could be your family. A lot of you guys have been called to serve your families. What do they actually want? You've been called to serve an audience, a group, What do they want? if you can help them to achieve the real reason why, not the big why that they all are willing to admit, not the journey of transformation, or not the journey of achievement, but the journey of transformation that they have deep in their heart they may not even consciously know of. If you can help them achieve that along the way, that'll change everything. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something good from this. If you did, let me know in the comments down below what it is. And hopefully I'll see you guys, I don't know, let me know. Do you want me to film some more stuff in the wrestling room? If so, this is where the magic happens. This is my happy place. This is my man cave. Some dudes got man caves, a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a wrestling room with some weights, some treadmills, some bags, some bats, some pads. I love combat sports, love wrestling, love everything to do with that. In fact, my biggest regret in life is I have not done any kind of mixed martial arts style fight. So I'm thinking about it. Think I should do it? Yeah, thinking about it. I told Todd Brown today, the two biggest things I want to do before I die that I haven't done yet. Number one is like an MMA fight, and number two is a bodybuilding competition. So anyway, maybe we'll key those up here in the near future. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm not committed yet. It sounds like a lot of fun though, just to know that I did it once. I just know though, like, I still compete at wrestling, and it's really fun to compete at wrestling. But the thing is, like, I didn't realize that they film all those. You can find them online. A bunch of you guys found them online, started posting. I was like, wow, I am out of shape wrestling with love handles and pasty white skin. Like, I gotta get in shape before I go next time because people find it. I just know that if I lose the MMA fight, you guys are gonna blow it up all over the internet. Like, look, Russell getting beat up, which I guess is kind of funny. So anyway, I'm not against it. I just, you know, the anxiousness, the nerves. But let me know what you guys want to do. Go and do it. Go accomplish it. Go directly to the source of your happiness as you are achieving things. Don't wait for the achievement to happen to get the thing you think you want. Go and get it right now as you are working towards your achievement. If you do that, then you can have it all. You can have true success, which again, my definition of success is achievement plus fulfillment equals success. If you got both those things together, that's where true happiness comes from. So thanks so much. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you guys on the next video.